Hey, welcome back. And nobody tells you this part. When you move later in life, it's not the packing that's hard, it's not the paperwork, it's not even the house itself. It is what the move represents. And I'll tell you why this feels different. When you're 25 years old, you're all excited, everything's great, it's a new home. I did that. I bought my first house when I was 27, 28 years old. Moving at 35, let's accelerate it 10 years, it becomes a little bit more strategic. Maybe you got a family, maybe you have a job that you have to move to. It feels heavier when you're making that move. Because look, by then you've got routines, you've built an identity, you've built a history in a place for, the last 10 years, and leaving doesn't just feel logistical, it's starting to feel personal because that was your first house, right? But it's not about the house. And this is something that when I work with people, I have to stress. People think the stress is all about the price, the timing, the house, the interest rates, even the market conditions. But, when I talk to people that are relocating from a different state, especially from the West Coast, is where the majority I get from, and they're talking about relocation or they're talking about right sizing, the hesitation usually is, it sounds like this: what if I regret it? What if it doesn't feel like home? It's valid. What if I miss what I had? And that's a true statement too. You know, those aren't financial questions if you put it in that perspective. Those are more identity questions. And so this is, it's the invisible weight. Here's what no one prepares you for. You're not just choosing a house, you're choosing your next chapter. And that carries weight. I went through that myself pretty recently. I went from the city to a suburb, and best decision I ever made, but it took me a long time to come to that decision. You know, when I was trying to decide, or when you are trying to decide, you need to think about what your days are going to look like. Who, who will you see regularly? You know, what pace of life will you be moving to? Will you be moving to a suburb situation where it's going to be a little bit different pace, potentially a little bit slower, or are you going to be moving into a city situation where the pace is a lot faster and a lot heavier? And what matters now versus what used to matter? And only you can make that decision. And that's not a small decision to make. And that has nothing to do with the house. It has nothing to do with the neighborhood. But the biggest thing, one of the big things I hear is the fear of making the wrong call and moving into the wrong neighborhood, or not, it's something else. Like when you're younger and you make mistakes, it's, for me, it felt recoverable. But later in life, the decisions, for whatever reason, maybe it's experience, begin to feel bigger. And people think, okay, if I move now, I don't want to have to do this again. I've said that on several occasions, and I've had other people that say that too. And then I get a call 3 or 4 years later that they're ready to do something else. So the decision gets heavier each time. The decision is slower, it's more cautious, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't move, but it means that you care. And that's the bigger issue about all of this. I mean, sometimes, letting go of the past is the hardest part, right? And, sometimes the hardest part isn't necessarily leaving the city or leaving the suburb or moving from South Texas to North Texas or Los Angeles, LA County to Dallas. It's leaving the version of yourself that you were when you lived there. It was the busy version, it's the climbing version, it's the, what else? It's the always on version. You know, there's a quiet realization that I've come to know from speaking to my clients that if you're moving from the city to a suburb situation, maybe they don't need that pace anymore, you know. And the realization for them has been very freeing. It's also been kind of unsettling because change, even good change, it requires you to let go. When I moved from the city to the suburb, you know, I was used to having lots of a high density of restaurants that were good, and I'm a foodie, so I had my choice. Being in the suburbs, it's a little bit tougher deal because it's just a different quality. It's not that it's bad, it's just different, you know. And these are the things I see with my clients. You know, when I work with people considering like Flower Mound or Plano or Frisco, or even moving to East Texas, Sulphur Springs, Tyler, any of those suburbs, I see this emotional layer all the time. And it's not that they're chasing bigger homes. That's not it. And I've never had anybody that's chasing status, but they're asking, you know, what would make daily life feel better now? And once that clarity kind of settles in, the fear starts to shrink. For example, where am I going to go grocery shopping? Where am I going to get my gas? Where am I going to get my morning coffee? Those are all super important things, especially when you've developed habits over the past year, because the decision becomes, at that point, becomes less about loss and a little bit more about alignment. And I know this is going kind of deep, but, you know, hesitation is not a red flag. You know, sometimes if you are a slow mover in your mind, there's something important about that. If you're hesitating, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. You know, it means that you're thinking it through. I've had several people that I've worked with in relocation situations that don't hesitate, make knee-jerk decisions because they don't have a whole lot of time to make a decision. And, you know, the wrong move overall, it happens when people react quickly. They're following trends, living in the neighborhood where everybody else is wanting to live. One of the most popular areas during COVID and all that, or after COVID, was moving to Frisco, and prices shot up there like crazy. Frisco and Plano and even Dallas. Fort Worth had a huge run up and then it had a huge drop. You know, when people are copying what others are doing, that can be a recipe for disaster. And the right moves that I have seen with people that end up staying in their homes for an extended period of time happen slowly. They're thoughtful, they quietly contemplate it, and it's not rushed. And, you know, moving later in life, and I'm talking about your 40s or 50s, even 60s, because I understand it. You know, it's hard because it is meaningful, and you're not just changing addresses. You are choosing how you want to feel in the next season of your life. Whether you have a family that the kids are getting ready to go into high school, whether you are changing jobs in your 50s or 60s, you know, all that deserves care and time. And you're in the stage thinking and weighing and reflecting. You're not behind. You know, you're just paying attention. And usually that's the first sign that you're about to make a thoughtful decision. And I'm Chris Hooper, Chris Hooper Realty. We will talk soon.